Ladies and gentlemen, there are signs, subtle yet undeniable, that mark the chosen. Not chosen in the sense of superiority, but in the sense of purpose. There are those who move through life unaware, drifting like leaves in the wind. But then there are those who, though they may not yet fully comprehend it, carry a fire within them, a restlessness, a knowing. If you are one of them, you will recognize these signs, though they may surprise you. The first is a growing sense of detachment from the world as it is. What once fascinated you, what once held you captive, begins to lose its grip. You look around and see people enthralled by the trivial, consumed by fleeting pleasures. Yet you stand apart, not by choice, but by design. The things that once thrilled you now seem hollow. The conversations that once engaged you now seem empty. And though you may try to return to the old ways, something within will not allow it. The second is an inexplicable series of challenges that seem to find you no matter where you go. While others glide through life with ease, you are met with trials that seem almost personal, as if the universe itself has singled you out. And perhaps it has, for gold is refined by fire, and you are not meant for the ordinary. The struggle is not punishment, it is preparation. And if you have eyes to see, you will recognize that even in your darkest moments, something unseen has been guiding you, shaping you, preparing you for what is to come. The third is a relentless inner voice, one that does not let you rest. While others are content with what is, you feel an urge, an insatiable hunger to know more, to be more. It whispers to you in the stillness, it calls to you in the quiet hours of the night. No matter how much you achieve, no matter what heights you reach, it tells you there is more. And though you may try to silence it, it persists, because it is not of this world. It is a call from something higher, something that refuses to let you settle for less than what you were meant to become. The fourth is an increasing awareness of synchronicities, of moments that seem too perfectly timed to be mere coincidence. You think of someone, and they call. You need an answer, and it appears. Doors that should have remained closed open without explanation, while others that seemed certain suddenly vanish. These are not accidents, they are reminders, gentle but firm, that you are being led, that the path you walk is not random, that the unseen hand moving through your life is very, very real. And the fifth, the most mysterious of all, is the feeling of being watched, not in the way of paranoia, but in the way of presence, a sense that you are never truly alone, that there is something, someone who walks with you, listens to you, knows you. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. In moments of despair, in moments of triumph, in moments of stillness, it is there, waiting, watching, guiding. And when you speak, though no one else may be around, something hears you. If these words resonate, if something deep within you stirs as you hear them, then perhaps you already know you are marked not for an ordinary life, but for something greater. And though the path may not be easy, you were never meant to walk it alone. There comes a time in a person's life when they can no longer ignore the signs. Perhaps for years they have tried to fit into the mold that the world has given them. They have walked the well-worn path, followed the expectations placed upon them, and done everything in their power to be like those around them, and yet something within them resists. It does not matter how much they try to conform, how much they attempt to silence the voice inside, sooner or later they must accept the truth. They are different. They always have been. It is not a difference that can be seen with the eyes. It is not marked by appearance, status, or even intelligence. It is something deeper, something woven into the fabric of their being, something older than this lifetime. And it cannot be ignored forever, no matter how much they try to resist it, deny it, bury it beneath distractions or logic. It will always return. It will call to them through whispers in the night, through moments of deep longing, through experiences so profound they leave no room for doubt. And once they begin to recognize this truth, their life will never be the same. At first, this realization may bring discomfort. They may feel alone, as though they are walking a path no one else understands. The things that once interested them lose their meaning. The conversations that once engaged them now feel shallow. Even the people they were once closest to may seem distant, as if they are speaking two different languages. It is not that they no longer love them, but rather that they have outgrown the old ways of thinking. The world that once felt familiar now seems foreign. It is as though they have awakened from a dream, only to find that everyone else is still asleep. This is the first great challenge, learning to walk alone. Not because they must forever be separate from others, but because there are some roads that can only be traveled alone. And in this solitude they will be tested. They will face doubts, not only from the world, but from within themselves. They will wonder if they are mistaken, if they are imagining things, if it would not be easier to turn back and rejoin the crowd. And yet, no matter how much they try, they cannot go back to who they were before. The illusion has been shattered. They have seen beyond the veil, and once the truth has been glimpsed, it cannot be unseen. Then come the trials. For those who are marked, life is rarely easy. There are moments of great difficulty, obstacles that seem insurmountable, struggles that others do not seem to face. And in these moments, they may wonder why they have been singled out, why they must endure so much, why the weight upon their shoulders feels so much heavier than it does for those around them. But if they look deeper, they will see that these trials are not punishments. They are initiation. They are being refined, shaped, strengthened. Every hardship is a lesson, every pain a transformation. The ones who are marked are never allowed to remain weak. They are not permitted to live ignorance. They are not given the luxury of complacency. The universe does not let them slip into mediocrity, for they have been chosen for something greater. And though they may not see it at first, every struggle is preparing them for what is to come. But this path is not only one of hardships. There are moments of wonder, moments where the fabric of reality itself seems to shift. Moments where they see with clarity that their life is not random, that something is guiding them. A thought manifests almost instantly, a message arrives at just the right time, a door opens when all logic says it should have remained closed. These moments are proof that they are not alone, that the hand of the unseen is always at work. There is a presence that walks with them. It is silent, but it is felt. It watches, it listens, it waits. It does not force, nor does it demand, but it guides. And the more they align themselves with this presence, the more they learn to trust it, the more their path begins to unfold in ways they never could have imagined. At times they may try to share their experiences with others, but not everyone will understand. Some will dismiss them, some will mock them, some will try to pull them back into the world of limitation, of doubt, of fear. And it is here that they must make a choice. Will they shrink back, pretend to be like everyone else for the sake of acceptance? Or will they stand firm in what they know to be true, even if it means walking alone? The choice is not always easy. It is tempting to seek the comfort of the familiar, to stay small, to blend in, but those who are marked can never truly return to ignorance. Even if they try, something will always pull them forward, a force unseen yet undeniable. And so they will find themselves drawn deeper into the mysteries of life, deeper into the awareness of who they truly are. Once you have accepted yourself as such, you quit being a man or a woman. You are now a lady or gentleman. There comes a moment in this journey when fear begins to fade. Doubt, though it may still whisper, loses its power. And in its place there is knowing. Not belief, not hope, but certainty. A certainty that they are exactly where they are meant to be. A certainty that everything, even the trials, even the pain, has been part of a greater plan. A certainty that they are being led towards something beyond what the mind can comprehend. It is here that the true transformation begins. They no longer resist, they no longer question, they no longer seek validation from the world. Instead, they walk with quiet confidence, guided not by the opinions of others, but by the voice within. They move with purpose, knowing that their steps are ordered, that every experience is leading them towards something greater. And though the path may still have its challenges, there is no longer fear. There is only trust. There is only the knowing that they are never truly alone, that they never have been, that from the beginning they have been watched, guided, prepared. And for those who recognize these signs within themselves, there is but one thing to do: surrender to the calling. Stop resisting, stop questioning. Trust in the path that has been laid before you. Because you were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to be like everyone else. You were marked for something greater. And the moment you accept this, the moment you step fully into who you were always meant to be, is the moment everything begins to change. There is something different about you. And though you may have spent years trying to blend in, trying to ignore it, the truth has a way of revealing itself. You were not meant for a life of quiet complacency. You were not placed here to merely exist, to follow the same patterns as those around you, to live and die without ever touching something greater. There is a fire inside you, a calling that cannot be silenced. You may have tried to quiet it, to drown it out with the noise of the world, but it remains. It always remains. And the more you ignore it, the more restless you become. At first, it feels like discomfort, an uneasiness that cannot be explained. The things that once satisfied you no longer do. The conversations you once enjoyed now feel empty. The goals you once pursued no longer excite you. While others around you continue on, seemingly content with their lives, you feel as though something is missing. You may not even know what it is, but you know that what you have is not enough. You try to shake the feeling, to convince yourself that you are simply ungrateful, that you should be happy with what you have, and yet the feeling remains. No matter how much you try to ignore it, it does not go away. You may begin to wonder if there is something wrong with you. Why is it that others seem so at peace with the way things are, while you feel as though you are searching for something you cannot name? You may even envy them, wish that you could go back to the time when you did not question, when you did not feel this deep longing for something more. But once the fire has been lit, it cannot be extinguished. The path has already been set in motion. And whether you realize it or not, you are being led. For those who are marked, life is never straightforward. There are no easy roads, no simple paths. You will be tested. You will be broken open. You will face trials that seem designed specifically for you, as if the universe itself is challenging you to see how much you can endure. And in those moments you may feel abandoned, lost, uncertain of why you must go through so much pain. You may look around and wonder why others seem to move through life with ease, while you are met with obstacle after obstacle. But if you have eyes to see, you will understand that these trials are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to refine you. Gold is not made pure without fire. Diamonds are not formed without pressure. The ones who are marked cannot remain as they are. They must be transformed. They must be stripped of everything that is not real, everything that is not aligned with who they are meant to become. And so, life will take you through experiences that will break you open, that will force you to let go of the illusions you once held. It will take away the things that no longer serve you. Even when you try to hold on to them, it will remove the people who are not meant to walk this path with you, even when you do not understand why. And through it all, you will be reshaped, remade, reborn. At times it will feel like loss. You will grieve for the things you once held dear, for the life you thought you wanted. But as time passes, you will begin to see that what was taken from you was never meant to stay, that every loss was in truth a gift making room for something greater. And slowly you will begin to trust. You will begin to understand that nothing in your life has ever been random, that every experience, good or bad, has been guiding you towards something beyond what you can yet comprehend. Synchronicities will become more frequent. You will begin to notice patterns, moments that feel too perfectly timed to be coincidence. You will think of someone and they will appear. You will ask for guidance and the answer will come in the most unexpected way. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, even when logic says you should not be there. And if you pay attention, you will realize that you are being led and that there is something greater at work in your life, something orchestrating every detail, ensuring that you arrive exactly where you are meant to be. You will also begin to feel a presence that cannot be explained, a sense that you are never truly alone. At first it may feel strange, even unsettling, but as time passes, you will come to find comfort in it. You will realize that there has always been something watching over you, something guiding you, something waiting for you to awaken to its presence. And when you finally acknowledge it, when you stop questioning and start listening, everything begins to change. The things that once mattered to you will no longer hold the same weight. You will find yourself drawn to new places, new ideas, new experiences. Your desires will shift. Your priorities will change. The things you once feared will lose their power over you. You will no longer seek validation from the world, no longer crave approval from those who do not understand you. Because once you realize who you truly are, once you accept that you were never meant to be like everyone else, the opinions of others no longer hold any meaning. There will come a moment when you stop resisting, when you stop trying to force your life to fit into the mood that was never meant for you. And in that moment, something within you will unlock. A deep sense of peace will wash over you, a knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And from that moment forward, you will move differently. You will speak differently. You will walk through life with a quiet confidence, not because you have all the answers, but because you finally trust the journey. You will begin to see the world through new eyes. You will notice beauty in places you never did before. You will feel a connection to everything around you, as if the very fabric of reality has shifted. And as this awareness grows, so too does your power, not power in the way the world defines it, but something deeper, the power to create, to manifest, to shape your reality with intention. The power to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. And when you do, you will no longer question why you are different. You will no longer feel the need to explain yourself to those who do not understand. Because you will know with every fiber of your being that you were marked, that you were chosen, that you were placed here for something greater than you ever imagined. And when that knowing settles into your soul, there is no going back. There is only forward. There is only trust. There is only the path that was always meant for you, waiting for you to take the next step. There is a moment when everything changes, when you stop trying to make sense of what is happening to you and simply surrender to it. The questions, the doubts, the need for logical explanations begin to fade. And in their place, there is only trust. Trust in the path you are walking. Trust in the unseen force that has been guiding you all along. Trust in the knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So dive in. Have fun. This is not something that can be taught. It is something that happens naturally, like the breaking of dawn after the longest night. One day you wake up and realize that you are no longer the same person you once were. The things that used to consume you, the worries, the fears, the constant need for control, none of it matters anymore. Because now you see, now you understand. Now you understand. There is something extraordinary about realizing that your life has never been random. Every moment of pain, Every challenge, every loss was leading you somewhere. Even the moments that felt unbearable, the times when you questioned whether you would ever find your way, were all part of something greater. Looking back, you begin to see the patterns, the way certain events had to happen for you to arrive at this place. It was never chaos. It was never meaningless. It was always a plan unfolding exactly as it was meant to. And now you no longer resist it. You no longer fight against the flow. You allow yourself to be carried by the current, knowing that wherever it takes you is exactly where you are supposed to go. There is a lightness in this surrender, a freedom that cannot be explained. You move differently, speak differently, see the world differently. The weight you once carried is gone. The pressure to prove yourself, to be understood, to meet the expectations of others, it no longer controls you. You are no longer seeking approval from those who cannot see what you see. You no longer need to convince anyone of your path. You walk with quiet certainty, knowing that those who are meant to understand will understand, and those who are not will fall away. There is no need to force anything. Everything that is meant for you will come in its own time. As this awareness deepens, so too does your ability to manifest. You begin to notice that your thoughts shape your reality in ways you never fully understood before. What you focus on expands. What you expect appears. The line between thought and experience becomes thinner, and you realize that you are not merely a participant in life, but a creator of it. This is not something new. It has always been this way. The difference is that now you are aware of it. Now you understand that you are not at the mercy of the world, but in harmony with it. And with this understanding comes great responsibility. You must guard your thoughts, choose your words carefully, hold your vision with unwavering faith, because what you believe, what you feel, what you expect, these are the forces shaping your life. The world around you begins to shift. People who are not aligned with your path naturally fade away, while those who are meant to walk with you begin to appear. The places you once felt comfortable may no longer feel right. The desires you once had may no longer hold meaning. You are changing, evolving, becoming something new. And with that transformation comes the shedding of the old. At first, this can feel like loss, but in time you see it for what it truly is, alignment. Everything that is not meant for you must fall away so that what is meant for you can take its place. There is no need to mourn what is leaving. What is ahead is far greater than anything left behind. There will be moments of solitude, moments when you feel as though no one else can understand what you are experiencing. But even in those moments, you will never truly be alone. There is something walking with you, something guiding you, something ensuring that you do not stray too far from your path. This presence has been with you since the beginning. You have felt it in the moments of stillness, in the moments when you needed an answer and somehow it came. So it does not speak in words, yet it communicates clearly. It does not force, yet it directs. And the more you trust it, the more you recognize it. You are no longer bound by fear. You no longer need certainty because you have something greater, faith. Faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Faith that every experience is part of a greater design. Faith that nothing in your life has ever been accidental. This faith does not come from blind belief, but from direct experience. You have seen too much, felt too much, lived through too much to ever doubt it again. The world may call it coincidence, chance, luck, but you know better. You know that every step has been guided, every turn has been intentional. And now you walk forward with confidence, no longer questioning where you are going, but trusting that the path will unfold exactly as it should. There is nothing ordinary about you. You were never meant to live a small life, to be bound by limitations, to follow the path of the masses. You were chosen for something greater. This does not mean your journey will be easy. It does not mean there will not be trials, struggles, moments of doubt. But it does mean that every challenge will serve a purpose. Every difficulty will refine you. Every loss will lead to something greater. And as long as you keep walking, as long as you trust the process, as long as you refuse to turn back, you will arrive exactly where you are meant to be. The world will not always understand you. There will be those who question your path, who do not see what you see, who try to make you doubt what you know to be true. But their understanding is not required. Your journey is not theirs to comprehend. You do not need validation. You do not need permission. You do not need approval from those who cannot see what you have been shown. You need only to trust yourself, to listen to the voice within, to follow where you are being led. Everything else will fall into place. You were not placed here to live in fear, to doubt yourself, to shrink in the face of uncertainty. You were placed here to awaken, to remember who you truly are, to step into the fullness of your power. And when you do, everything will change. Doors will open where there were none. Paths will appear where before there was only darkness. And the life that was always meant for you, the life you have always felt calling you, will finally begin to unfold. It has never been about becoming something new, but about remembering what you have always been. It has never been about searching for something outside of yourself, but about awakening to what has always been within. And once you see it, once you feel it, once you know it with every fiber of your being, there is no turning back. There is only forward. There is only trust. There is only the path that was always waiting for you to take the next step. There comes a moment when you realize that everything you have been through was necessary. The struggles, the confusion, the times you felt lost, it was all part of a design so precise that only in hindsight can you begin to grasp its perfection. What once felt like chaos now reveals itself as order. What once seemed like meaningless suffering now takes on purpose. You were being prepared, shaped, refined. You were being stripped of everything that was not truly you, so that what remains is only what is real, only what is meant to be. You begin to see that nothing has ever been against you. Every door that closed was protecting you. Every delay was aligning you. Every rejection was redirecting you to something greater. The things you once mourned, the paths you once wished you could take, they no longer matter. Because now you understand that what is meant for you will never require force. What is truly yours will come not through struggle, but through alignment. And the more you trust, the more effortless life becomes. You stop chasing. You stop fighting. You stop trying to control what was never meant to be controlled. Instead, you step into the flow of what has always been waiting for you. People will notice the change in you. They may not be able to explain it, but they will feel it. You will no longer move the way you once did. You will no longer react the way you once did. The things that used to trigger you will no longer have power over you. The things that once seemed important will no longer hold the same weight. You have outgrown them, and there is no returning to what you once were. The world may try to pull you back, may try to make you doubt what you know, but once you have awakened, you cannot go back to sleep. Once you have seen, you cannot unsee. There will be moments of loneliness, moments when it feels as though no one else understands what you are experiencing. But this too is part of the journey. You are being set apart, called to something higher, something that not everyone is ready for. You cannot take everyone with you. Some will not understand. Some will not believe. Some will try to hold you to the version of yourself they once knew, unable to accept that you have changed. But you do not belong to the past. You do not belong to the expectations of others. You belong to what is calling you forward. You may wonder why you have been chosen, why you feel things so deeply, why you see the world differently than those around you. There will be moments when you question whether you are strong enough for this path, whether you are capable of carrying what has been placed within you. But the fact that you are here, that you are awakening, that you are recognizing the signs, you would not feel this calling if you were not meant for it. The fire inside you would not burn if it were not meant to lead you somewhere. There is a sacred responsibility that comes with this awareness. You can no longer live as you once did. You can no longer ignore what you now know, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you move through the world. It all carries weight. You are no longer just existing. You are creating. Every thought you hold, every word you speak, every action you take is shaping the reality around you. And as you become more aware of this power, you will use it with greater intention. The things that once felt impossible now feel inevitable. The dreams that once seemed distant now feel within reach. The fears that once held you back now seem insignificant, because you understand now that the only limits that ever existed were the ones you accepted. The only obstacles that ever truly stood in your way were the doubts you carried within yourself. And now those doubts no longer have a place in you. You hear them, the answers that hold the secrets of life and the mysterious power to enable them. You do not wait anymore. You do not hesitate. You do not ask for permission. You walk forward with certainty, knowing that what is meant for you will meet you where you are. The doors will open, not because you forced them to, but because they were always meant to. The opportunities will come, not because you chase them, but because you are aligned with them. What once required struggle now flows effortlessly because you have stopped resisting. You have stepped into who you truly are. And as you continue on this path, you will inspire others, not by trying to change them, not by convincing them to see what you see, but simply by being who you are. Your presence alone will shift the energy of every room you enter. Your mere existence will remind others of what is possible. Because when one person awakens, they create a ripple effect, a vibration that calls others to do the same. And they can do it by understanding that all things, you will not need to say much. Your life will be the proof. Your energy will be the message. The world will not always understand you, but that no longer concerns you. You were not made to fit in. You were not made to be understood by those who refuse to see. You were made to rise, to transform, to become everything you were always meant to be. And now that you know this, there is no stopping you. There is no turning back. There is only forward. There is only trust. There is only the path that has been waiting for you all along. You are. You may find yourself at times feeling as though you are walking alone. There are moments when you will look around and see others seemingly moving through life without a care, seemingly following the prescribed path. Unaware of the invisible hand guiding them, it may seem like they have it all figured out, that they know exactly where they're headed. And in contrast, you may feel uncertain, unsure of the next step. But the truth is, they do not see what you see. They are not walking the path you are walking, not being called the way you are being called. While they may move in comfort, you are moving in transformation. You are being shaped for something greater, something that requires you to stand apart, to walk your path. Even if it feels lonely at times, there will be moments when you question your decisions, when you feel lost in the process, when the world seems to have no place for the path you are walking. But this is part of the process. The universe does not rush to reveal its plan, and neither will it rush your journey. Patience is something that must be cultivated, not as a passive waiting, but as an active trust. It is not about doing nothing. It is about allowing yourself to be led, to take each step with confidence, no matter how unclear the path may seem at times. There is power in the unknown. It is in the uncertainty that your faith grows, that your trust is tested and strengthened. And as you walk, you will begin to notice the subtle signs that confirm you are not truly alone. The synchronicities that begin to appear at the perfect moment, the people you meet who seem to show up at just the right time, The moments of inspiration that feel as though they come from somewhere beyond you. These are not mere coincidences. These are the signs, the confirmation that you are aligned with the flow of life, that you are moving in harmony with a greater purpose. And even when you can't see the full picture, these signs reassure you that you are exactly where you need to be, that each moment is part of the unfolding. The more you walk in alignment with your true self, the more you will realize that everything in your life is a reflection of the energy you bring to it. The people you meet, the situations that arise, the opportunities that present themselves, these are all mirrors of what is within you. You are not a passive observer in this world. You are an active creator. And as you become more aware of your ability to shape your reality, the world around you begins to shift. The things that once seemed impossible begin to feel inevitable, as if they have been waiting for you to recognize your power. And the more you recognize this power, the more you understand that your life is not just for you. It is for the world. Your transformation, your awakening, your journey, all of it is part of a greater tapestry, part of a collective shift in consciousness. You are not just transforming for your own benefit, you are transforming for the benefit of everyone around you. When you awaken to your true nature, when you step into your full power, you become a beacon for others. You show them what is possible. You inspire them to rise, to step into their own greatness. You remind them of what they have forgotten, that they too are creators, that they too have the power to shape their lives, to live in alignment with their own purpose. The world may try to tell you that there is only one way to be. That success can only look one way. That happiness is only found through certain achievements. But you know better. You know that the path you are walking is unique to you, that your journey will not like anyone else's, and that is exactly as it should be. The world is filled with those who have forgotten their own power, who have become disconnected from their own truth, who have become disconnected from their own truth. But you are not like them. You are not meant to follow the herd. You are here to show the way, to light the path for others to follow, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the process, because you are living proof that when you align with your truth, everything falls into place. And as you continue to grow, you will find that the things you once thought were important no longer hold the same power over you. The material possessions, the accolades, the external validation, they will no longer define your worth. You will realize that the true measure of success is not found in the approval of others, but in your own peace, your own alignment, your own ability to live authentically. Success is not a destination, it is a journey. It is found in the moments of stillness, in the quiet trust that you are always exactly where you are supposed to be, that you are always being guided towards something greater, even when you cannot yet see it. At times the journey will feel hard. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed by the weight of what is being asked of you, when the path seems long and uncertain. You may be tempted to turn back, to return to what is familiar, to the life you once knew, but deep within you, you know that you cannot go back. You know that you are being called forward, that your soul is leading you to something, and though the road may be difficult at times, it is the only road that will bring you the peace and fulfillment you seek. No matter how many times you stumble, no matter how many setbacks you face, you are not failing. You are evolving, and with every step, you are becoming who you were always meant to be. Your path is not linear. It will not always be easy. There will be detours. There will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you feel lost. But each of these moments is part of the process. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of uncertainty is an opportunity for growth. The universe is not punishing you. It is preparing you. It is refining you, strengthening you, preparing you to step into the fullness of your power And when you look back, when you reflect on how far you have come, you will see that each step, no matter how difficult, was necessary to bring you to where you are now. As you continue to evolve, you will begin to see the world differently. You will begin to see beyond the surface, to understand that everything is connected, that everything is energy, that every experience is a reflection of what is happening within you. You will realize that there is no separation, that the world you see is merely a projection of your inner state. And as you shift your own energy, as you align with your truth, the world around you will begin to shift as well. You will attract new experiences, new opportunities, new people, all in alignment with your higher purpose. You will begin to understand that life is not about striving, about pushing, about trying to control every outcome. It is about being, about allowing yourself to flow with the natural rhythms of life, about trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You will no longer feel the need to chase success, to force your way into situations, to try to control what is beyond your control. Instead, you will live in a state of surrender, not in a passive way, but in an active trust, knowing that you are always supported, always guided, always provided for. You will understand that the universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you need. And what you need is always exactly what will help you grow, what will help you become more of who you truly are. And as you embrace this truth, you will find that life becomes easier. The struggle, the striving, the sense of needing to prove yourself all begin to fade. You will know that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do. In that knowing, you will find peace, you will find joy, you will find freedom. You will come to understand that the greatest power you possess lies not in what you can achieve, but in who you are becoming. It is not in the accumulation of possessions or accolades, not in external validation, but in the quiet assurance that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do. As you continue to grow and evolve, you will realize that your true power has always been inside you, waiting to be acknowledged, waiting to be tapped into. And when you begin to fully embrace that power, when you finally allow yourself to see the truth of who you are, you will become unstoppable. You will no longer be bound by fear, no longer held back by doubt or insecurity. You will no longer measure your worth by external standards, by comparisons to others, or by the judgments of those who cannot see your path. You will trust yourself completely, and in doing so, you will trust the universe, the divine presence that is always guiding you, always leading you to your highest good. You will no longer question your decisions or second guess your intuition. You will move forward with confidence, knowing that everything you need to succeed is already within you. And as you step into this new way of being, you will begin to notice the world around you shifting. People will respond to you differently. Opportunities will arise where there were once obstacles. You will attract people who are aligned with your vision, who resonate with your energy, who will support you on your journey. Those who cannot see your worth, those who try to keep you small or hold you back, will fall away. You will no longer waste energy on relationships or situations that drain you, because you will know that your time and energy are too valuable to spend on anything that does not align with your purpose. You will begin to see that the universe does not operate in scarcity, but in abundance. There is more than enough for everyone. You do not have to compete. You do not have to prove your worth. You do not have to strive for what is already yours. All that you desire, all that you need to fulfill your purpose, will come to you when the time is right. And because you trust this, because you have surrendered to the flow of life, you will find that things come to you with ease. You will no longer chase after things or force them to happen. Instead, you will allow them to come to you, trusting that the universe has a plan for your life far greater than anything you could have imagined. In this new state of being, you will no longer be concerned with the opinions of others. You will stop seeking approval from those who cannot see your vision, those who do not understand your path. You will stop looking outside yourself for validation, because you will realize that the only opinion that matters is your own. You will no longer need to explain yourself, to justify your actions, to convince others of your worth. You will walk with quiet confidence, knowing that you are enough just as you are. You will speak your truth without fear, without hesitation, knowing that those who are meant to hear it will hear it, and those who are not will fall away. As you embrace this new version of yourself, you will begin to experience life in a way you never have before. You will see the beauty in the small moments, in the simple things. You will find joy in the everyday, in the people you encounter, in the experiences that come your way. You will no longer be waiting for something big to happen in order to feel fulfilled. You will realize that the journey itself is the gift. The present moment is where all the magic lies. The future will no longer be something you chase, something you worry about. It will become something you create, moment by moment, with every thought you think, with every choice you make. And as you create this new reality for yourself, you will begin to see how your growth affects others. The more you step into your true power, the more you encourage others to do the same. Your life becomes a beacon for those who are searching for their own path, for those who are ready to awaken to their own potential. You will become a light in the darkness, a reminder that anything is possible when you trust yourself. When you trust the process, when you align with your true purpose, your story will no longer be one of struggle and strife, of fighting against the current. It will be one of flow, of grace, of ease. You will no longer feel like you are fighting to survive, fighting to succeed, fighting to be seen. Instead, you will move with the rhythm of life, trusting that everything you need will be provided. You will surrender to the ebb and flow, knowing that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you cannot yet see it. The more you walk in this state of alignment, the more you will find that you do not need to explain your journey to anyone. You do not need to justify your decisions, to seek approval, to prove your worth. You simply walk forward, knowing that your path is yours and yours alone. Those who are meant to walk with you will find their way to you, and those who are not will fall away, without you needing to force anything, without you needing to make them understand. You no longer need to hold on to anything that is not in alignment with your highest good. You release it, knowing that what is meant for you will come, and what is not will simply fade away. As you continue to evolve, you will begin to recognize the power of your thoughts, the power of your words, the power of your energy. You will see that everything you focus on grows, that every belief you hold shapes your reality. And as you recognize this, you will become more intentional with your thoughts, more mindful of the words you speak, more aware of the energy you emit. You will understand that the way you think and feel directly impacts the world around you. And you will choose to live in alignment with your highest truth. You will see that your power does not come from what you have, but from who you are. It does not come from external circumstances, but from the way you choose to show up in the world. You will no longer rely on external factors for your sense of worth or security. You will know that your worth is inherent, that you are enough, just as you are. You will trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and you will no longer feel the need to rush, to force, to chase after it. Now, it will come to you in its own time, as long as you remain in alignment, as long as you continue to trust the process. In this new state of being, you will be at peace. You will no longer feel the need to prove anything, to do anything, to be anything other than what you already are. You will simply be. And in that being, you will experience the fullness of life. You will experience joy, love, abundance, peace, because all of these things are already within you. All of these things are already yours. You simply need to step into them to allow them to flow through you. You are the creator of your reality, the master of your destiny. And as you recognize this, as you step into your full power, you will find that everything you have ever wanted is already here, already unfolding, already yours. And as you walk forward, you will understand that you are part of something much greater than yourself. You are part of a collective consciousness, part of a movement that is changing the world one person at a time. Your awakening is not just for you, it is for the world. Your transformation is not just for you, it is for the world. And as you continue to rise, as you continue to step into your full potential, you will inspire others to do the same. Together, we will create a world that is aligned with truth, with love, with purpose. A world where each person is free to step into their own greatness, to live a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and true. A world where the light within us all shines brightly, lighting the way for others to follow. And in that world, there will be no limits, there will be no fear, there will only be love, only peace, only joy, and we will know without a doubt that we are exactly where we are meant to be. As you stand at the threshold of this realization, understand that the path you are on is not one of mere happenstance, but of divine orchestration. Every step you take, every decision you make, every moment of doubt or triumph is part of the beautiful unfolding of your soul's purpose. You are not lost, you are exactly where you need to be. And even when the road seems unclear, trust that the universe is guiding you toward the life you were always meant to live. You were marked for greatness before you even arrived in this world. And as you embrace your power, your truth, and your purpose, you begin to see the evidence of that divine plan unfolding around you. The universe has never left you, and it will never let you go. It whispers to you in moments of stillness, encourages you in moments of doubt, and celebrates with you in moments of triumph. You are not alone. You have always been supported, always been loved, always been guided. And as you step forward, embracing the fullness of who you are, remember that this journey is not just about you. It is about the ripple effect you create in the world. It is about the way your light will inspire others, the way your courage will encourage them to walk their own path with confidence. You are not only transforming your own life, you are transforming the world around you. The shift in your consciousness, the awakening of your soul, has the power to awaken others and change the course of history. So continue to trust, continue to grow, continue to be the truth of who you are. For in doing so, you will not only fulfill your own destiny, but you will help illuminate the way for others to step into theirs. The world is waiting for your light, and when you walk in that light, you will not only transform your own life, but you will transform the world one step, one thought, one action at a time. In this world of ours, we often feel powerless, victims of circumstance and fate. But I tell you now, this is the greatest illusion of all. For within you resides the power to create, to manifest, to bring forth your deepest desires into tangible reality. This power is not something to be earned or acquired, but a gift bestowed upon you by the very nature of your existence. Consider for a moment the vast universe that surrounds us, the infinite stars, the boundless galaxies, the intricate dance of planets and celestial bodies. All of this, every atom and particle, is but an expression of the divine imagination. And you, my dear friends, are cut from the same cloth, your imagination incarnate a living, breathing expression of God's creative power. Now, you may ask, if I possess such power, why does my life not reflect my desires? The answer, my friends, is simple yet profound. You have been using this power unconsciously, unaware of its true nature and potential. Your current circumstances, be they joyous or challenging, are but the fruits of your past imaginings. To harness this God-gifted power, we must first understand its nature. It is not something external to be grasped or manipulated, but an internal state to be realized and embodied. This power responds not to your conscious wishes or fleeting desires, but to the deepest convictions of your heart and mind. Imagine, if you will, a seed planted in fertile soil. This seed contains within it the blueprint of a mighty oak tree. It does not struggle or strain to become a tree. It simply unfolds according to its nature, drawing nourishment from its environment. In the same way, your desires contain within them the seeds of their own fulfillment. Your task is not to force them into being, but to provide the fertile soil of your consciousness for them to take root and flourish. The first step in this process is to cultivate awareness. Become acutely conscious of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, for these are the building blocks of your reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is a seed planted in the garden of your life. What harvest are you currently reaping? As you become aware of your inner world, you may discover thoughts and beliefs that do not serve your highest good. Limiting beliefs, self-doubt, fear, these are the weeds that choke the light from your desires. But do not despair, for just as you have the power to create, you have the power to transform. The next step is to harness the power of your imagination. For imagination is the language of the divine, the very substance of creation. When you imagine, you are not engaging in mere fantasy or daydreaming. You are in fact shaping the very fabric of your reality. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your ideal life. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your ideal life. See it in vivid detail. Feel the emotions associated with living that life. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, taste the flavors of your desire and reality. As you do this, you are not merely visualizing, you are experiencing your desire in the realm of imagination, which is the womb of physical manifestation. But imagination alone is not enough. For your imaginal acts to bear fruit in the physical world, they must be coupled with unwavering faith. Faith, my friends, is not blind belief in the unseen. It is the conviction of the reality of the imagined state. When you have true faith, you do not hope for your desire to manifest. You know with absolute certainty that it is already yours. This knowing, this unshakable faith, is the key that unlocks the door to your desired reality. For you see, in the realm of the divine, there is no past, present, or future. All exists in an eternal now. Therefore, when you imagine your desire fulfilled and feel the reality of it, with every fiber of your being, you are in that moment, experiencing it as an accomplished fact. The power of this realization cannot be overstated, for when you truly understand and embody this truth, you cease to strive and struggle. You no longer feel the need to manipulate external circumstances or control others to achieve your goals. Instead, you rest in the calm assurance that your desire is already yours, and that the outer world must conform to this inner knowing. This, my dear friends, is the state of living from the end. It is a state where you no longer pray to a distant God for your desires to be fulfilled, but instead you pray from the consciousness of the wish fulfilled. You give thanks not for what you hope to receive, but for what you know you already possess. Living from the end requires a fundamental shift in consciousness. It calls for you to abandon your old identity, your old story, and step fully into the version of yourself that has already achieved your desire. This is not pretense or make-believe. It is a recognition of your true nature as a divine being capable of shaping reality through the power of consciousness. As you embrace this new state of being, you may find that the outer world seems slow to catch up. This is where patience and persistence come into play. Remember, just as a seed takes time to sprout and grow into a mighty tree, your imaginal acts need time to bear fruit in the physical realm. During this period of gestation, it is crucial to maintain your faith. Do not waver in your conviction, no matter what your physical senses may tell you, for the outer world is but a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. Your task is to hold steadfast to your new state of consciousness, knowing that the outer must inevitably conform to the inner. This process of manifestation is not about forcing change or manipulating circumstances. It is about aligning yourself with the natural flow of divine creation. Just as a river does not struggle to reach the ocean but flows effortlessly along the path of least resistance, your desires will manifest with ease and grace when you align yourself with the divine flow. To maintain this alignment, it is essential to cultivate a sense of gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a polite sentiment, but a powerful creative force. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging the presence of your desire in your life. You are affirming its reality even before it manifests in the physical realm. Practice gratitude not just for what you can see and touch, but for the unseen blessings that are even now unfolding in your life. Give thanks for the wisdom that guides you, the love that surrounds you, and the power that resides within you. As you do this, you open yourself to receive even greater blessings. Another crucial aspect of harnessing your God-gifted power is to release attachment to outcomes. This may seem counterintuitive, for how can you manifest your desires if you are not attached to them? But attachment, my friends, is born of fear and lack. It is a subtle affirmation that you do not yet possess what you desire. Instead, cultivate a state of allowing trust in the wisdom of the divine to bring your desires to fruition in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Your job is not to orchestrate the how and when of manifestation, but to hold the energy of your desire with unwavering faith and joyful expectation. As you practice these principles, you may find that your desires begin to shift and evolve. This is natural and to be welcomed. For as you align yourself more fully with your divine nature, your desires will naturally align with your highest good and the highest good of all. Do not be afraid to dream big, to desire greatly. The power within you is infinite, capable of manifesting realities beyond your wildest imaginings. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. As you tap into this divine creative force, use it wisely and with love. For you see, this power is not given to you for selfish gain or to dominate others. It is bestowed upon you as a sacred trust to be used in service of the greater good. As you manifest your desires, consider how your fulfilled wishes can bring light, love and joy not just to yourself, but to all those around you. Imagine a world where every individual recognizes and harnesses this God-gifted power. A world where each person lives from a state of abundance, love, and joy. This, my friends, is not a utopian fantasy, but the very reality we are called to create. As you step into this new understanding of your divine nature and creative power, you may encounter resistance, both from within yourself and from the world around you. This is to be expected. For centuries, we have been conditioned to believe in our limitations, to see ourselves as separate from the divine and powerless to shape our reality. But I tell you now, these beliefs are nothing more than illusions, shadows cast by the light of truth. They have no power over you unless you give them power through your belief. When you encounter such resistance, do not fight against it. Instead, observe it with detachment, recognizing it for what it is, the last gasp of an old paradigm that no longer serves you. Remember, what you resist persists. By fighting against limiting beliefs or challenging circumstances, you are inadvertently giving them power and prolonging their existence in your reality. Instead, turn your attention fully to the new state you wish to embody. Feed it with your faith, nurture it with your imagination, and watch as it grows stronger, eventually displacing the old. This process of transformation is not always easy or comfortable. It requires courage to let go of the familiar, even when the familiar no longer serves you. It demands faith to step into the unknown, trusting in the unseen. But I assure you the rewards are beyond measure. As you begin to live from this new state of consciousness, you may find that your entire perception of the world shifts. What once seemed impossible becomes probable. What was once a struggle becomes effortless. You begin to see the hand of the divine in every aspect of your life, guiding you, supporting you, conspiring in your favor. This shift in perception is not just a pleasant side effect of manifesting your desires. It is, in fact, the very key to sustained success and fulfillment. For when you see the world through the eyes of the divine, you recognize the inherent abundance and perfection of all that is. You cease to operate from a place of lack of fear and instead move through life with grace and ease. In this state of divine perception, synchronicities abound. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, encountering the perfect opportunities. This is not mere coincidence, but the natural result of aligning yourself with the flow of divine creation. As you continue to practice living from the end, imagining your desires fulfilled and embodying the consciousness of your ideal self, you may find that the very nature of your desires evolves. What once seemed important may fall away, replaced by deeper, more meaningful aspirations. This, too, is part of the journey. For as you align more fully with your divine nature, your desires naturally come into harmony with your highest good and the highest good of all. You begin to desire not just for yourself, but for the betterment of all humanity. Imagine, if you will, a world where every individual recognizes and admits this God-gifted power, a world where each person lives from a state of abundance, love, and joy, where competition gives way to cooperation, where fear is replaced by faith, and where lack is transformed into plenty. This, my dear friends, is not a utopian fantasy, but the very reality we are called to create. And it begins with you here and now, recognizing and claiming your divine nature and creative power. As you step into this new understanding, you become a beacon of light in the world. Your very presence becomes a testament to the transformative power of living in alignment with divine truth. Others will be drawn to your light, curious about the source of your peace, your joy, your unwavering faith. And here lies your greatest opportunity for service. For as you share your understanding, as you demonstrate through your own life the reality of these principles, you become a catalyst for global transformation. You become an instrument of divine will, playing your unique part in the grand symphony of creation. But remember, dear ones, this is not about proselytizing or forcing your beliefs upon others. It is about living your truth so fully, so joyfully that others cannot help but take notice. It is about being a living example of the power of imagination, faith, and divine alignment. As you continue on this path, you may encounter moments of doubt or uncertainty. This is natural and to be expected, for you are navigating uncharted waters, breaking free from the limitations of conventional thinking and stepping into the boundless realm of divine possibility. In these moments, return to the basics. Remind yourself of your true nature as an expression of the divine. Reconnect with the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Reaffirm your faith in the unseen reality that is even now taking shape in your life. And above all, be patient and kind with yourself. This journey of awakening and manifestation is not a destination to be reached, but a continuous unfolding. Each day brings new opportunities for growth, for deepening your understanding, for expanding your capacity to receive and express divine love and creativity. Remember, the power you are learning to harness is not something external to be acquired or achieved. It is your very essence, the core of your being. You are not becoming something you are not. You are simply remembering who you truly are. As you embrace this truth, you may find that your entire approach to life shifts. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles to be overcome, you recognize them as opportunities for growth and expansion. Instead of fearing change, you welcome it as a sign of your evolving consciousness. You begin to see every experience, every interaction, every moment as a gift, a precious opportunity to express and experience your divine nature. Even seeming setbacks or disappointments are recognized as stepping stones, guiding you towards greater alignment with your true self and your highest good. In this state of divine awareness, you no longer need to seek happiness or fulfillment from external sources. You recognize that true joy lasts in peace and boundless love arises from within, from your connection to the divine source of all being. This inner wellspring of joy becomes the foundation of your life, informing every thought, word, and action. You no longer act from a place of need or lack, but from a place of fullness and abundance. Your relationships deepen, your work becomes more fulfilling, and your impact on the world grows exponentially. As you continue to live from this expanded state of consciousness, you may find that your very presence becomes a transformative force in the world. Without effort or intention, you begin to uplift those around you, inspiring them to recognize and claim their own divine nature and creative power. This, dear ones, is the ripple effect of living in alignment with divine truth. As you transform your own life through the power of imagination and faith, you create a field of possibility that touches everyone, everything around you. Imagine the collective impact if each one of us were to fully embrace and express our divine nature. The world as we know it would be transformed overnight. Conflict would give way to cooperation, scarcity to abundance, fear to love. This is not a far-off dream, but a very real possibility. And it begins with you here and now, choosing to live from the consciousness of your divine self, choosing to see the world through the eyes of love, choosing to use your God-gifted power to create a life in a world that reflects the highest truth of who you are. As we draw this discourse to a close, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on what you've heard. Allow these truths to sink deep into your being, to take root in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Remember, the power to manifest your desired life is not something you need to acquire or develop. It is your birthright, your inherent nature as an expression of the divine. Your task is simply to awaken to this truth, to align yourself with it, and to live from it with unwavering faith and joyful expectation. Begin today. Choose one desire, one aspect of your life that you wish to transform. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the reality of it with every fiber of your being. Give thanks for it as if it were already accomplished. Then release it to the divine wisdom that orchestrates all of creation, trusting that it will manifest in the perfect way and at the perfect time. As you do this, pay attention to the subtle shifts in your consciousness. Notice how your perception of yourself and the world around you begins to change. Observe the synchronicities that begin to appear in your life, guiding you towards the fulfillment of your desire. Remember, this is not a one-time exercise, but a new way of being. It requires practice, patience, and persistence. There may be moments of doubt or confusion along the way. When these arise, return to the truth of your divine nature. Reconnect with the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Reaffirm your faith in the unseen reality that is even now taking shape in your life. And above all, be kind and compassionate with yourself as you navigate this journey of awakening and manifestation. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how small it may seem. For each moment of alignment, each act of faith, each expression of gratitude is a powerful affirmation of your true nature and a step towards the full realization of your divine potential. As you continue to practice these principles, you will find that manifesting your desires becomes increasingly effortless. It becomes less about doing and more about being the version of yourself that has already achieved your desire, being in alignment with the diamond flow of creation, being an expression of love, abundance, and joy. Remember, dear ones, you are not separate from God, but an individualized expression of the divine itself. The power to create, to manifest, to transform is not something outside of you, but the very essence of who you are. As you awaken to this truth and learn to live from it, you become a powerful force for good in the world, a beacon of light guiding others towards their own divine nature. Go forth now with the knowledge of your true nature and power. Embrace your divine identity as the creator of your reality. Imagine your desires fulfilled, feel the emotions of achievement, and live from that state of consciousness. Your faith, coupled with divine imagination, is the catalyst for transformation. Remember, manifestation is not about force, but alignment with the divine flow. Cultivate gratitude, release attachment to outcomes, and trust in perfect timing. As you evolve, your desires may shift. Welcome this as part of your spiritual growth. Use this power responsibly, considering how your manifested desires can benefit others. Envision a world where everyone recognizes their divine nature, creating a reality of abundance, love, and joy for all. When facing doubts or challenges, return to these core principles. Be patient and kind with yourself as you deepen your understanding and expand your capacity to receive. Your journey of awakening is ongoing. Each experience is an opportunity to express your divine nature. Find joy and fulfillment within, letting it inform your thoughts and actions. As you align with divine truth, you become a transformative presence, inspiring others to recognize their own power. This ripple effect has the potential to change the world. Start today. Choose one desire, visualize it clearly, feel its reality, and give thanks for its fulfillment. Observe the shifts in your consciousness and the synchronicities that guide you. Practice consistently being compassionate with yourself along the way. Celebrate each step forward, knowing that every moment of alignment affirms your true nature. Remember, you are an expression of the divine. The power to create and transform is your essence. As you live from this truth, you become a beacon of light, guiding others to their own divine nature. Go forth and create the life you desire, knowing that as you do so, you contribute to the elevation of all humanity. Your journey of divine manifestation begins now. Embrace it with joy, faith, and the unshakable knowledge of your true, limitless nature.